Welcome, Libra. It's the month of July 2012, and I'm here again with your brief overview of the month in focus, what's happening in your horoscope. And if we take a look straight into it, the important conjunction that's going to take place around August is the Mars and Saturn unity, and that's going to happen in your sun sign. Right now we're seeing the transit of Mars, your 7th and 2nd ruler. This is to do with partnerships and your income and finances. That's been moving through your 12th zone, which is a zone of high expenditure, and also it's sort of a latent house. It's called a neutral house, so it shows that whatever anger or type of frustration that you've got, that's been kept in abeyance. You've been keeping a lid on it. Right now that's going to come into the foreground, what we call the angular house, and that is going to allow you to let off a lot of steam. Now that's going to take place in that arena of relationships, as I said, so it's important that you make some sort of provision for time to talk civilly with the people that you've got money tied in with. Usually this is your nearest and dearest. If you're married, it'll be with your spouse. If you're living with your fiancé, then of course, you know what I'm saying, it has to do with relating to these significant others over matters of money. Here we see also the movement of the moon in the first few days of the month through the sign of Sagittarius, the 3rd zone, which is communication, contracts. So it's quite likely for some of you out there, particularly in the business arena, that you'll be working through contractual arrangements, signing documents, travelling to resolve these sort of issues. After the 3rd, 4th of July, we see moon moving into the full phase. It's a full moon. It'll be in your 4th zone. This 4th zone has to do with your property issues, your domestic situation. And this will definitely throw a lot of light on that area. Could it be that these financial issues I'm talking about, the relationships, communication, and now we see the full moon in the 4th house, all converging on that particular area of your horoscope? So it could be that these discussions take place in the home, about residence. If we're talking about business, then it could be the location of your business, where the business is actually housed. So these are the sorts of things I see in the earlier part of the month. If I look at the transits, we should really look at Venus as your ruling planet and its transit. Here we see around the 5th the favourable aspect to Uranus from the 3rd, rather the 9th place to the 7th, 9th and 7th. You've got to give me a moment to think, because I've created these horoscopes for Aries, so everything's flipped over. 9th house is again legal matters, and 7th house is your relationships. So again, it all seems to be pointing to this area, at least in the first week of the month. The sun is moving very, very powerfully in the upper part of your horoscope. From the 1st up until, I would say, at least the end of the month, say around the 20th to the 22nd. The sun moving in the 10th house is excellent for bringing to the fore your skills and being recognized for those particular skills. In fact, with the opposition to Pluto, you may be really, really somewhat obsessive about finding your success now and not wasting any time in really making your mark in the world. So this is a very, very powerful month. This month of the year usually does bring in quite strong energies in that specific area. Mind you, that planet has some tough aspects there. You've got the square aspect to Mars, you've got this square aspect to Uranus. Western astrologers call this a T-square. So there's a bit of tension there again from the 1st house, 7th house. This could be problems associated with your partner's work. Maybe there's a disagreement as to who should do the most work, who's bringing in the most money. They're the sorts of issues that will be putting a check on this usually very, very vibrant, positive Sun in the 10th position in its transit. Actually, your luck is good just now because you've had Venus passing over the planet Jupiter. That rarely fails to bring good success or some opportunity at least, and this is all pointing to your work. And this month being a time when you shouldn't waste time, you should capitalize on any opportunities. And sure, you have to deal with this financial relationship issue, but that should not, I would advise, get in the road of you moving forward and making decisions for yourself, rather than sort of, that indecisive quality of your Libran nature being the deciding factor. You have to cast that aside, trust your intuition, and make a change if you have to, even if you're going to tread on a few toes in the process. By all means, consult, but the final decision is yours, Libra. So it's an important month this month, I think, particularly with what we've just uncovered. Look forward to talking to you about how this is developing. This is the Libran soap opera here at the Dadhichi channel. In the meantime, don't forget you can check out your daily horoscopes at my website, astrology.com.au. Lots of free psychic readings. We also have a whole lot of other astrologers there. If you don't like the look of me, maybe I'm too bald or something, we've got a lot of other readers there, different sort of genres to answer your questions, and I look forward to your company there. And again next month here. Thanks. Take care and good luck. Bye-bye.